2, 1, go. Alright, there we go. So we start by just jumping around because that's a bit faster. We store the momentum and try to keep it up. We jump faster if we jump on a downward slope, and if I jump on an upward slope I jump a bit less fast. So I try to time my jumps in a good manner to get this. At the beginning, this is just like the tutorial phase of the game. There is not much going on and just one puzzle to solve at the very end, and it is slowly introducing the mechanic of the game that is going to accompany us through the whole run, which is actually very interesting. I would say it is as good, and I would compare it to the Portal gun mechanic in Portal, but it's only done in this game, unfortunately, but I think it's an amazing mechanic, and we see, because now here I have acquired the gun, and now I can create clones of myself. These clones of myself, they mirror the exact movement that I do as the player character, and I can create up to 4 of them simultaneously. There we go. Alright, good. This puzzle always gives me the creeps, because it's always working. And now I'm about to acquire the second piece of the mechanic, and once I have that, I have practically every piece, every item, every upgrade for the weapon there is. So this is, as I said, just like the tutorial. Now I can swap between the clones, and I don't have to jump anymore so much, because I can just move by blinking. However, there is, like you see here, blue light in the game, blue light, and there is, as you see there, red light in the game. The blue light prevents you from creating clones in it, and the red light prevents your swapper beam to pass through it. So the puzzles are designed the way that it incorporates creating clones and the light that you see. The goal of the game is to collect 124 of those very orbs there. Don't worry, the later puzzles will give me more orbs per puzzle, so there's not 124 puzzles I have to solve. But I need to get all of them. There are categories for 100%, but you do have to get every single orb in the game. There you can't miss one. For the any percent category, the 100% category, all it does is collecting more logs, which you get by passing those stones here. Here I have to time my swaps, because I have to wait until the camera fades back, so I can have a better timing on the... there we go, and I just died, whatever. There we go. Pushing boxes with your butt is actually faster than pulling them or pushing them with your front. For some reason, we have no idea why, and it's only recently been discovered, I think half a year ago, by the current world record holder, Sepp the Muffin. Now here you see the puzzles are starting, and they are quite using the cloning and the light mechanics of the game. The story is quite complex, and the story's narrative designer is Tom Hubert, who was also the narrative designer of the Talos Principle. So you might say he does like to be the narrative designer at games which incorporate philosophical questions about to be or to not be, or what is a machine, what is a man, whatever, stuff like this. And I quite enjoy the story, but others don't. But even if you don't enjoy the story, I would really recommend you play this game, because the game is very fun, even casually. And you don't have to worry watching my speedrun when you want to play this game casually, because you will not remember any of the solutions of the puzzles that I'm doing anyway, and the story will just get skipped. When you ever see me going into the menu there and exiting just like I did, I skipped a cutscene of the game, which is possible, interestingly, only during the first 2/3 of the game for some reason. During the last third of the game, the speedrun unfortunately loses some of its momentum, which makes, if you practice the game, just make you play through the first 2/3 of the game and then just stop. But nonetheless, I think the speedrun is very interesting, because it requires you to do precise movements and swap fast through the space station Theseus. So the story is they found some kind of stones on a distant planet, and they seem to have the ability to communicate via thoughts, and they analyzed those thoughts and thus constructed this swapper device, and then something went horribly wrong, and I'm now on this space station where something went horribly wrong. That's the whole story. So as I said, it has a kind of a Metroidvania vibe to it, but it's not really a Metroidvania, because I don't acquire much updates and upgrades apart from the swapper device. I do, however, unlock more areas the more orbs I collect during the game, which is the more puzzles I solve. So what am I doing? Whoops.
We have a donation for you.
We will have plenty of times for donations later.
Okay, let me know.
But I will probably let you know soon. So, a few things that you might want to know about the mechanic. Whenever you see the red outline of the clone, this is where I am in clone creation mode of the weapon. Oops, and then the in-game time slows down while I'm in that clone creation. However, the real time obviously proceeds while I'm in that mode. So you want to minimize the use being in clone creation mode as much as possible, because you're losing time otherwise. However, you can't just hold your clone creation button and then let it go and you instantly create the clone. You have to hold it for a few frames, so that requires you to go for a specific rhythm in the cloning process, and we call this process to go around the world blinking, which is reminiscent of the special ability of the unit in, I think, the Stalker in StarCraft 2. I'm not a StarCraft player, I'm sorry. I think now would be a time for donation if you want to.
Okay, then it is time if you say so. We have $5 from Emerald, Ally. There might be, but not like this. 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 $5 more promised if Zed does the not like this emote during the run. Good luck, buddy. Glad to see you on the ESA stage again. So, there is a challenge for you too.
Okay. Thank you, Emerald, for the donation. She's also a runner for this game, and she's the only one on the leaderboards who was brave enough to run the console version, because you would want to run this game with a mouse and keyboard, because aiming your clones is much more precise with a mouse. Whoops. I see the current world record holder, Septim Muffin, is in chat too, so if you want to ask him any questions, he will be glad, I'm sure, to answer them for you. And information you want to know is, as I just said, playing this with keyboard and mouse is faster. However, Sep is actually playing it with keyboard and, oh, I just screwed that up. Keyboard and trackpad. Not trackpad, sorry, graphics tablet. Trackpad, I don't know, how would you play this game with a trackpad? Okay, come on. Also, the donation that Emerald just did, I will come back to that later. It is a crucial part in the run, and you will all in chat have to help me for it. But I will give the instructions once we are so far. So, it is important in this game to know exactly which puzzle is coming in which room, so that you can prepare your actions as soon as you enter the room, because sometimes you walk through checkpoints. You might have this light here that I just passed through. This is a checkpoint, and you might notice once I walk through it, all of my active clones are getting eliminated, and if I swap, I can't swap through a no, I can't swap through a checkpoint. That's not true. What am I doing? So I need to manage. I have to do some kind of clone management in the game. So because I can only create up to 4, so I can't blink infinitely through the rooms. So here's a nice strat that Sep came up with, and I'm trying to do it. It requires me squishing my clone, and now I missed that rock cycle, but I got that one, which is also very good. Okay. Now I would try to... 3, 4, and the 5th again. So it was scary to go for that, because you have to rely on one clone falling down and crushing on the impact, so that you can make this swap over here. Yeah, as I said, there are unfortunately some cutscenes in the game that I can't skip. We wish there was an ability to skip these, because they break down the otherwise very great momentum of the speedrun quite a bit. If you are interested to run this game and find cutscene skips for those, then you're welcome to do so. We do have a community Discord. There's just a few persons on it right now. Apart from Septim Muffin, who's the world record holder, there's also Tovargent, who I don't see in chat, but he's very busy. I submitted this run a race, me against Tovargent, who's the previous world record runner, and he would beat my arse in this run. He couldn't come, unfortunately, because he has visitors from Australia over at his place, so I now have to do this solo. I hope that you enjoyed anyway, because it's a very interesting speedrun. Puzzle game, puzzle Metroidvania. So these big Easter egg looking portals, oh my god, I just got into the watcher there. Easter egg looking things are portals that I will use later. Now I'm going into a zero gravity room. Here my swapper beam is able to maneuver me through the zero gravity, so I try to go here. I will try to not touch this watcher too much. I've touched it, whatever. Okay, you see, whenever I touch one of those stones, which are called the watchers, time slows down as well, so you will try to touch them as little as possible. Whoops, okay. That wasn't good. So now you see puzzles give me 3 orbs instead of just 1. So the later the puzzle, or the harder the puzzle, the more orbs you get for it.
It took years of study to accept that they were alive. Not like we are, of course. They have no physical senses, no moving parts. Still, I find hard not
There we
to
go.
wonder, can an electrical impulse in a rock
whatever.
really be considered a thought?
So whenever I try to create a clone inside a checkpoint, the clone gets... That wasn't bad. The clone gets evaporated immediately, so I should not do that. So I wonder why I'm doing that all the time. Maybe it's because I'm a bit nervous here on stage. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. That only took like 5,000 years. Good. Anyway, I should be fine, I think, the estimate. I heard that we are ahead of schedule, so in the unlikely cause that I'm overestimate, I think it will not matter too much. And now I swapped right into the watches. I have to stress I don't know how much you hear of the game audio, but the game audio, music, and especially the sound design is, in my opinion, quite phenomenal. It fits to the very dark mood of the game excellently. A very great job that the team did. I think this game, yeah, the art style of the game, as I said, it's real-life props that they used, and the overall art style and the sound design make for a very compelling experience. And the puzzle design is superb as well. So I really wonder why this game didn't get more attention when it got out. It's really worth it to check it out. What is this routing? I don't know. Game audio is basically muted. I'm sorry to hear that. That's sad. But you would just have to imagine it's very good, or you just have to get the game yourself and listen to it then.
The problem is always seen. No matter how far you dig down to the human brain, you'll never identify.
So there's a bit of a skip in this room. You see that the red light up there actually tries to prevent you to swap through those lights, but there is a trick that I can use. If I create a clone here and jump, the light will surpass the red beam, and I just have to get through the first one. No, I've already been in this room. I went for an unconventional routing here, so that's why I just okay. Okay, now I'm using the teleporter. As you see, I can select every room in with the teleporter inside of it that I've visited before. This is another cutscene skip. And these small teleporters, they just automatically teleport me to one location that they have automatically set to them. That was bad. Come on. So this is one of the puzzles that requires you to do severe clone management, because you can only create up to 4 clones at once, as I explained at the beginning. So you do have to kill off some of your clones during the puzzle, which is quite a neat mechanic, and it tries to challenge you ethically. I think this is the kind of game narrative that Mr. Jupert enjoys working on. So that's why I assume he worked on this game as well. Oh. Whatever. As I explained earlier, there's this slowdown going on during when I hold the mouse button to create the clones. However, during cutscenes, this slowdown does not apply. So there is one cutscene at the very end of the game where there was a very scary skip without the slowdown, and alright, here I'm swapping through zero gravity. What is important here is I can only move forward with the swapper beam, so I have to try, while I move forward, not to accidentally hit one of my clones with the swapper beam, so I shoot myself backwards. So what I was saying, during cutscenes the slowdown doesn't apply, and there was one skip at the very end of the game that had this mechanic used during non-slowdown, and if you had failed it, which was like a 3-second time save, and if you failed it you had lost basically 1 minute, so it was a run killer. However, Seb had found a setup that could have used the slowdown again, and is actually faster, so we have solved this issue. So, for example, right now there is a cutscene coming up that I can't skip, and you see as when I have the clone outline there, there is absolutely no slowdown in time, and we cannot skip this cutscene. I know if there is a donation you might be able to read it now, but if not, then chat, this is your ability to bring in a donation.
Yeah, no donations at the moment, but yeah, as soon as they come in we will let you know.
Alright, thank you. See, we're at 76,000 of the aimed 90,000, so just 15,000 more. That is just a bit more than $7,000, people, if you want to donate.
Just try to keep it together until I can come and pull you out. I wish you luck, but honestly, it should be straightforward enough.
This huge head is a model out of clay. I think it's amazing how you see that it's just handmade, but it still blends into the game world excellently.
There's only one way to do this, and it's mine.
Okay, now the gravity mechanic is going to kick in.
Extrapolating from your behavior thus far, I can
Which you might remember from games such as V.
Very well. Head towards control. I'll see if I can't come up with some common ground. Well, I had hoped to reason with you, but trusting others to see sense is how we ended up like this. No, I won't ask you to examine the evidence and pick a side, only that you act in your own self-interest. I am going to land this station on the planet below. Unless you detach the solar panels first, Theseus will be destroyed. Now, you're looking for 3 solar maintenance modules. There should be one for each of the major control installations.
Not exactly. Funk. Okay, whatever.
Major control installation. I'm headed back to command.
So I go into this room just to explore it, so I can activate the teleporter that I will need later on. Otherwise, I proceed in exploring this plant part of the spaceship, whatever.
Oh hell, you don't know the first thing about that device she's brandishing so nonchalantly. Why am I even bothering?
No! Oh, funk. Whatever. It's cool.
That what it's like to be you is just the byproduct of a very powerful computer. I say that chemical signals. That what it's like to be you is just the byproduct of a very powerful computer. I say that if you explain a magic trick by reference to magic, you've not explained a damn thing.
There's a cool trick if you enter this puzzle upside down. You can solve it without needing to go into most of the room. You can just do this.
I shouldn't need to harry you. I'm sure you're as eager to see your rescue team as I am. When the corpus callosum separating the two hemispheres of the brain is severed, the result is a seemingly normal yet partially divided consciousness. The eyes sometimes see what the mouth can't name.
So I have to stress that the world record of this game, I think 27:34, is ridiculously fast. There's still some time to save there. I myself, I'm struggling to get sub 30 in this game as of now, because that is my goal, but haven't yet reached it, unfortunately. And there is one developer of this game who did a speedrun himself. I think it was the level designer, and he, I think he got a 29:34. So if you want to speedrun this game, it's a good challenge to try and beat his time. That was a ridiculously bad swapping through the space here. I just hope I don't hit one of my clones. Okay, got. We're through. All right. In this Meteor, the real time slows down as well, so you get the illusion that everything in real time is as well slowing down. But of course, you have to keep an eye out on your timer. What is this? There we go. This puzzle gave me headaches when I casually played through this game. I had trouble solving it, but well, once you speedrun a game, you know everything by heart, and it goes hopefully fast.
It's been easy working with that woman, you know. Everything is as simple as it looks with her. It's called the swap device because it's swap.
Whatever. I'm very bad at counting. 1, 2, 3.
Everything is as simple as it looks with her. It's
That's the
called
fourth.
swapper device because it swaps souls about. A fairy tale
Did I just miss the puzzle? I think I just missed the
What
puzzle.
if there's no
Yep,
soul
I did.
to swap?
It's okay. Yeah. I need to do one of those. So one technique of a helm preventing you from falling from heights is that you create a clone very close to the ground and then swap to it just as you are about to get squished. There's a nice solution here as well. There we go. Skips most of the puzzle. Nice right into the watcher. Come on.
I hope you were right to trust those survival instincts.
Alright, now I'm done with the meteor, and now I'm going to the last set of puzzles. Alright, 97 orbs, that looks good. I think this is the correct amount. Yeah, 27 more. Yeah, I haven't missed a puzzle. That's a good sign.
It's likely the Watchers aren't even aware they killed the crew, just as you're unaware when your immune system kills a virus.
Oh, crumbs.
Aware when your immune system kills a virus.
Go.
Once our fate was clear,
Okay.
John and I took steps to protect ourselves. So the only way to survive is to land the station, to return them home.
Here I'm trying to use more clones. Yeah, I forgot to mention that the more clones you use for pushing a box, the faster the box will be pushed as well. So not just pushing with your behind, but also with the more clones. The more behinds push, and why can't I create a clone there? Okay. It took like 5,000 tries. This puzzle, I think many people struggled with this very upcoming puzzle, including myself. When I played it casually, it took me ages to figure out the solution. But once you know it, it's very straightforward. There we go, and there we go. Alright, I should be at 124. Yes, that's it. Okay, got all the orbs. Now we can proceed to endgame. Now we have solved every puzzle in the game. And what is upcoming now is the ending. Unfortunately, there is some more cutscenes to look through, but I think we're very well in time. Don't worry, chat. I might not have a commentary partner, but I have this lovely doggo pillow which is accompanying me. Here's the camera, and it's making me comfortable.
Should be clear to land.
Quick donation here, Zad, if now's a good time.
Yeah, now's a good time.
Yeah, we have a $5 anonymous donation saying, pardon me. Hi Zed, good luck on your run. We are sitting here behind you, stunned by this amazing fast puzzle solving. Things are happening way too fast for me to comprehend, but I guess it's all for the sake of speed. Thank you so much for your donations, folks. Remember, they are all going pardon me, they're all going to a good cause, which is the Save the Children Foundation.
Indeed. Save the children, folks, and if you want to hear Pack's amazing voice, keep the donations coming. Okay, now unfortunately there's some unskippable cutscenes coming up which are wasting a lot of time in the run, but I will need your help during one of the cutscenes, the upcoming one, which I just forgot to trigger, but you will see that very soon. I hope that you hear game audio, because this is crucial.
We are these brains. Do excuse Dennett. Some people don't realize identity theory is more out of date now than when we sealed ourselves in here. We had a choice.
Yeah, these are unfortunately cutscenes that you always have to make through. So if you haven't got if you're not on PB pace up until this point, there's no reason in continue, because there is practically nothing to nothing to go on about further. Just these cutscenes that unfortunately are happening before the end of the game, so we have to go through that.
The evidence is right there. Take a look.
But no, but this explains some of the backstory about how the people have been swapping themselves into the brains and then were there for centuries on that space station. And then we realized that we're just a clone of the first guy. I'm spoiling the story for you guys. I shouldn't do that. I don't know if you want to play the game casually. But even if you know the story, the puzzle is still very fun to solve. And I'm sure that you don't remember any of the solutions.
You're still yourself. Copies of copies of copies. What's important now is that we get off this station.
Right.
The ship I came here in is fried. I have a rescue team on the way. They'll be here in a day's time.
Now that's important. You have to hear what they say now.
Why not? There's a life form on this station that will kill us in a
Hang on.
matter of hours.
Listen to the voice acting.
Unsealed the only shielded section.
Very important.
We were safe in here for decades. There must be something
Now.
we can do. There might be, but not like this.
And now I need you to spam chat with this very message.
With me, just until I can put things right. It's not as simple as that. You can't make me do that. I would do it. Even if I were in a position to make you do it, I wouldn't. You have the same choice we did. You can die here, or you can do what you have to go on.
Well, you're missing the important part, but that's cool. Thank you for all the not like thises in chat. Okay. So that was one cutscene, and we're going further just right into another one. Hooray, cutscenes! These are there because you can access them, this part of the game, way earlier than I did. You only need the 124 orbs, so all of the solved puzzles at the very, very end of the game. So I technically don't have to be here yet. No, technically I didn't have to solve all the puzzles yet. I could have been here way earlier, so it explains something of the game, and you still have some time to solve the puzzles. But we're coming here with all the solved puzzles. So this is where a skip was. You could swap up the elevator without the slowdown, and that would be ridiculously risky and could lose you 1 minute, because you would have to watch this very cutscene through once again, and it loses you like 1 minute. It's really ridiculous. But as I said, Sepp was so brave and found a new setup that is not only faster but also safer, so I'm going to do that. You might have seen this earlier in the run, that if you activate an elevator and you exit the door, the room through the door, then the elevator is on the position it would have been after the end of the animation once you enter the door. So you can just, I will just later, after this cutscene, activate the elevator, swap myself over to a clone that is right next to the door, right over there, and then I'm exiting the door, going back in, the elevator is down, and I can swap up there. So, very straightforward and simple. Now rip scavenger. Also thank you, shoutouts to whoever disabled sticky keys on this computer. There we go. Now I have this the elevator down there. Now I can safely swap up here with slowdown, and nothing of value was lost. Now I'm approaching the final part of the game. There There are two endings for this game. With this speedrun, I'm going for the suicide ending. At ESA Germany, we had a donation incentive which made me go for the swapper ending. But swapper ending is not faster because you lose control in suicide ending earlier. Alright, there is a strange skip here that seems to work partially sometimes, and it worked on practice a few times. So if it works now, then it has to do something with the refresh rate of the monitor, because I got it twice in practice here on site in a row, but I've only gotten it once by chance at home in my monitor with 60 FPS. So maybe if it's a 120 FPS monitor, then there's a skip. I don't know. We'll see. I didn't go for any of the setups that I thought were there, but okay, we should be fine with an estimate. I'm confident.
Landing compromised. Landing compromised.
Alright, now, and if it works, then this is definitely a frame thing. Hang on. Bear with me. Is it? Is it? No, it's not. Okay. Alright. Then I must have done something different. But because it is possible, and I've got it once at home by chance, that you are spawning outside of the shipwreck there and just can go and walk about as you start in this map. But now I have to do this. This is the very last puzzle. It's just there to make us use up all of our clones so that we cannot do quirky things during the ending cutscene, which we are going to watch now. And I think we are just an estimate, because there is a 1-minute cutscene coming up. So flashbacks to the beginning of the game where I have to jump all the time. And now there's my rescue team.
This is Rescue Charter 509 Alpha responding to SOS request. Stand by for risk analysis. Ground ship. Subject checks out okay, but readings are off the scale. Recommend full quarantine protocols during extraction. Over. Don't worry. We're gonna get you home.
We got this, we got this.
We don't have that facility on board, and we're not confident we can safely extract without it. Over. What are your orders? Over.
Take every precaution and return to ship.
Take every precaution and return to ship. Out.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And there we go in time. Alright. Thank you for watching, everybody. That was The Swapper, a very great puzzle Metroidvania game I can recommend to everybody. It's fun speedrunning, it's fun casual. Shoutouts to Seb, who's also in the chat, and world record holder, helped out a lot for the speedrunning community. Shoutouts to Tuvargent, who's also in the chat here, who couldn't come here, unfortunately, who would have raised me and I would have lost by a huge margin. Shoutouts to the rest of the Swapper community. Shoutouts to Gally, who donated $20 earlier, and he will create in August an auto-splitter, he promised me. If you want to run this game, there's a community Discord, just look it up, and SRC, there's the link. I'm Zed, this was my final run of ESA. I'm having a blast here. I hope you viewers at home have too. I hope everybody here in the venue has too. We're up for the Mexican runner, and yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.
Alright, so that was the Swapper Any Percent by Zet. Coming up next, we have Contra Any Percent by the Mexican Runner. Really looking forward to seeing that one. And in the last few minutes, we've had a few, well, one donation. We have a $10 donation, Anonymous, saying, "Thank you for this awesome marathon. I hope I can get to Sweden next year and watch it live. Also, good luck to my friends with upcoming runs. Andy Swee, Cartina Cow, and Cool Kid." Yeah, by all means, feel free to come along to ESA next year. We also have a smaller event in the winter called ESA Winter. And, yeah, come with us, come hang out, come watch some runs, and come meet your favorite speedrunners. Tech?
I'm muted. Am I there?
His mic is...
hour. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, then I'm in. Okay, works.
Alright, so what's up?
So, tell us more about the winter thing.
Well, it's ESA, and it's in the winter. I don't know, I don't really know too much about it. I don't think dates have even been confirmed yet.
And where is it happening at least?
Oh, right here in Växjö, in Sweden. That's, I'll type Växjö in chat so that you guys can, yeah, there you go. Looks like they're getting ready with Contra right now. If you guys have any more questions in chat, we'll be happy to try to answer them.
It's also anonymous. You said that you want to come, so as Peg said, you can come already in winter. But be prepared, there is not much light here in winter, so a lot of games instead.
How tall are you, Pack? I am 175 or 5'9". Was there a wet shirt last night? I don't know, I left about an hour before the Galaxy run finished, so maybe? Okay, lower my volume, raise yours apparently.
Have a request to overpeg and raise me in the volume department.
How many cigs do I have to smoke a day to get a voice that deep? I don't smoke at all, never have.
Yeah, imagine that he would smoke.
Where is white shirt guy? I don't know, maybe he's still in his hotel.
Printing out new QR code scanned for you.
How about a Gaston song? I don't know it, but if you put a song in a donation comment, I guess about $15, I guess I'll give it a shot.
Maybe he could do Duke Nukem. That would be great.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum.
See? This guy's a natural. Make out 12. It's not a sellout if you do it for a good cause.
Can you say EA Sports? It's in the game.
And I think you have a contract coming your way.
Your SpongeBob song yesterday was lit AF. Good times. Remember to check out the other. We actually have 2 streams running at ESA this year. We have this channel, and also check out twitch.tv/geekygoonsquad, which is a smaller stream, but it's running all week just like this one, and a very different selection of games and kind of a different atmosphere as well. It feels more casual, you know, friendly. Feeding people cheeseburgers on stream. Chrism eating a banana.
Well, it was a stream of 6 hours and 20 minutes. That's Super Mario. The last one, the Galaxy. So, no wonder for that cheeseburger. I would have died.
Good times. GTA Vice City on the second stream in 6 hours. Yeah, that's one I'm really looking forward to. Ike is doing a Vice City run where he's going to go through the history of GTA Vice City speedruns. So if you want to check that out, head over there. Anyway, it looks like we are ready for Contra with the Mexican runners. So
let's go to that.
Take it away.
Pressing the button.
Good. Hello. So, yeah, Contra is next, as you can see there in the beautiful screen. So, I'm the Mexican runner, and yes, I'm from Mexico, if you're wondering. I have here Andy Sue with me. He's gonna be doing some commentating, and I also have Nis 3. I always tend to forget his name, but both great Contra runners, speedrunners of this game. I was the lucky one to get in, so I hope to do disappoint the community, and I hope to show you a good speedrun of this game.
Yeah, we just want to say we're all counting on you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we're ready to start. Are you ready? Yeah? Okay.
We're ready.
Good. So no Konami code. The timer starts when we gain control of the character, like there, kind of.